May 26th.
Right. Okay.
Here
Hi,
we
guys.
go.
It's
Without
Court.
further ado.
Jason from the emerging, rising
Quickly.
Common Sense News and Entertainment, and me, Kordonaski with Yankee T News. Good old Yankee T News. That sounds like that could be a jingle.
Theme song?
Good old Yankee T News.
You're going to be Sean Hannity on our network.
Lovely. Yeah.
So, and I've made it a point this morning. I did a live cast on Facebook and talked a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I want to make it a point to be as transparent as possible with people in terms of the process of forming this news network.
Transparent?
Yeah, just the ups and just from my own standpoint, the ups and downs.
You're gonna air all the dirty laundry.
Oh yeah, everything. Like this whole business of, the problems that come with it and the solutions and the trials and tribulations of a regular working guy like me with no real credentials at all, trying to start like an ESPN-like news network, which is really wild. It's a heck of a task. It's a lot to do. And I've talked this morning about, I'll talk again about, it's such a big project that it's something that when I started my first business, JBD Investigations, it was the exact opposite of this, actually. It was basically me and me only. And don't anybody try to partner with me. This is my business. I'm doing this, and you can work for me, but I'm going to make all the decisions, and I am the team. And then my employees, of course, become the team, production team, administrative team, and we all work together. But the bottom line is, as far as the partnership of the business, is mine and mine alone.
Right.
This is the actually complete opposite of it.
Well, one has an operating history, and the other, frankly, does not.
Correct. And the first business is something that I did, even though I liked doing it, was something I wanted to do as a kid, be an investigator. So it was something I loved doing, but I was also trying to make ends meet with it too. Here, the first business has already made it so I can make ends meet. So this is not about the money. This is about, and it's the exact opposite. It needs to be a team. We need to build a coalition, which we're starting to do. But the one area of need right now is I'm going to call it administrative / executive assistance in the worst way. Like a campaign. If I was running for Congress, I would want a campaign manager to manage the campaign and be the glue. We kind of need the glue here a little bit. I'll give you for instance, becoming nonprofit status. That in itself is a project. And luckily, we found somebody to do that for us. But I need someone that can say, okay, what's the next project? What's the next project? What's the next project?
Well, don't worry. Each project gets more complicated.
It continues to get complicated until it finally becomes simple.
That's
a balloon. We have to get over the balloon. Get to the end.
I mean, what you think of as simple will be a product of you, delegating to an ever-growing number of other people. And I want to just throw in a principle for you to consider. When you're looking at the people who are helping you, they have to be of the frame of mind that they depend upon your success. Because if you fail, they fail.
And that goes on two levels. One on a logistical level of making ends meet and being successful, and also on a fundamental level, like being successful and being part of a movement.
The movement.
Two different levels of that. And I'm going to say, anybody who wants to be involved isn't going to get paid a heck of a lot of money in the beginning, maybe a little, or maybe not at all. Maybe you're a volunteer, but ultimately the goal is being part of something that becomes big. And if you were one of those people that helped Chris Berman and Bob Lee out in the beginning of ESPN and became part of the crew, and I'm sure you became quite successful in doing so. But in the beginning, you're probably working for Chris Berman, making dirt. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like, we are going to go nonprofit. We'll be able to pay people some money, but no one's going to get, you got to be in this because you want to make a difference, really, more than, and you want to be successful in that, I guess, is what it comes down to. And yeah, if we fail, you fail. There's failure's not an option. And I feel like I have a real vision for this. I feel so strongly that the only thing that can screw it up would be me. I think if I do everything, handle things right, navigate right, and maybe with just a little bit of luck.
Oh, don't worry. If you have enough assistance, you'll have somebody who'll screw it up without you.
Look, I always tell people, it's okay if you make mistakes and screw things up, as long as there aren't any big ones. The ones that the client doesn't notice. Those are the ones we don't mind. So don't make if you make little mistakes and learn from it, that's part of your life. That's okay with me. Just don't make the big colossal one that sinks the ship. That's all.
That's what. Well, which brings me back to the old saying: a high school sophomore. How should I say this? Anyone at a level of a high school sophomore can run a business. No, he can handle 95% of the business. It's the other 5% they pay you for.
Right. That's right.
Right.
Putting out fires.
Basically.
Yeah. So anyway, I know there's people that are I know a lot of people that can't do it themselves, but know people that might. I even left a 2-minute voice text message with Governor Rowland.
Okay.
For that reason only.
I believe that would be the 2-time felon.
Oh, come on. Now, he got railroaded.
Not the first time. The second time, I think he got railroaded, but not the first time. No.
Are you talking about the hot tubs?
You say the hot tubs. The point is that he used his position to get people to provide him free work. That to me is a no-no.
Yeah. Principally, he was a good dude, though.
Well, he started out that way, but he's just another example of somebody who can lose his sense of himself, of his values, and where he is when he gets sucked into the system that kind of turns its head, winks its eye when certain things are done which shouldn't be done.
He must have had an awful lot. Despite all that, he must have known an awful lot of people that work for him. Maybe he knows somebody that would be good to work for me.
He's not the first person I would think of. Well, what is he doing these days?
He's retired. Oh, he's absolutely retired.
Retired?
He's doing nothing.
Well, then how are you going to expect him to give you the names of people who are capable?
He knows people. He knows people from all his past endeavors. I mean, he's probably had 1,000 administrative assistants running around him at some point. He's got to know. I thought maybe one that might have stood out. He might throw a name at me. I was just, it's a Hail Mary, I admit, but.
Well, you've been asking other
he and I have a good mini thing going. We text message back and forth a couple times, and no long, lengthy, meaningful conversations really, but he's been polite enough to explain why he doesn't want to get involved and wishes me well. And I've called him on the radio when he used to be a radio talk show guy on WTIC. I don't know if you remember that or not, but John Rowland was a regular talk show host on WTIC for quite a few years after he got out of prison.
Oh.
And I called his show and talked on it a few times with him.
Yeah.
So, it's why not, right? Why not shot? It can't hurt. That's one of those things where Who Moved My Cheese? Was that the book Who Moved My Cheese? I think it is.
Yes, that was a famous management book.
Yeah, when you try to get someone to do something for you, it's worth asking, because if they're willing to do it, you have what you're looking for. And if they're not, you're only back to where you started. You didn't get thrown back this way. You're just back to where you were. It's a no-lose situation.
Okay.
Like asking a girl to dance with you at a dance.
It's common sense.
You're either going to get yes, you're going to get the dance, or she's going to say no, and you're going to walk away the way you started.
All right.
So that's what we do here. That's what we're trying to do.
Meantime, the world is falling apart now.
The world is falling apart.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're making deals with mullahs.
I think that's kind of helping, but the big problem is the bond market.
Uh-oh, what's going on here?
Yeah. There's a lot of bond sell-offs going on. China and Japan are dumping U.S. treasuries apparently at a pretty rapid rate.
Okay. What does that indicate?
That means that we don't trust America to be able to honor the commitments of these bonds. That's what they're basically saying. Now,
why would that be?
Why
would that be? Why in the hell would that freaking be, when we have now all these $20-30 trillion being invested in the United States, more than ever before? We're richer and stronger. We're back, baby. But yet now we're about to sink down to the bottom of the ocean as the worst country ever.
Well,
I'm done watching the news, Court. I'm done. I'm done watching the news. I'm done.
A little extreme. The point is that
here.
Okay, first of all, you know how indebted the American economy is to begin with.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know. No, I don't know. The answer is I don't know.
we're looking at 37, 38 or more $trillion of debt.
But the 18 million that are going to be invested over the next year or two in this country apparently don't count.
That's not enough.
That's enough to cut it in half. That's significant.
Right. I think one has to start with a slightly more developed understanding of how debt works.
When you pay half of it off, you're better off than when you had paid it. When you had it,
yeah,
I know
well,
I've been in it.
First of all, you need to understand that the debt that they tell us about is basically structured at 4 levels, although there are other things too. Short-term notes, so 2-year, 5-year, 10-year, and 30-year Treasury notes and bonds. Okay. And what has been the practice is, even though the United States keeps, quote, borrowing larger and larger sums, they have tended to borrow the short-term stuff. So they pay it back in a couple of years.
Okay. So under the Trump administration, we continue to borrow more and more money. Is that true?
Correct.
Then why? Why?
Well, you said the Trump administration.
Because the whole thing's a fucking fake. That's why. Trump's a fake. It's all fake. That's why.
How's it fake?
It's all fake. Trump's no better than Biden.
What? Oh,
yep,
in that
it's all
regard.
a big act. That's what my brother tells me, and he may be right. It's
okay,
all a big act just to make us think we have a guy on our side when we don't. Well, then come on. Then how do we explain this is garbage? What you're telling me, Corey? I know you're getting it from legitimate sources.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we continue to borrow money then? We have all this money coming in. Trump is lying through his teeth then.
No,
and the guy should not be trusted.
No, he doesn't have control over the people who, quote, authorize the borrowing.
Who are these people?
It's called the legislature. Okay. And you would look in particular, it's like, I don't know, it's like 12 or 15 members of Congress.
Well, we got to burn it all down.
The real bad actors here, they're the ones who keep authorizing the borrowing of more and more money. And they just turn a deaf ear to us who are saying that you're getting us into trouble. They have their own concept of what it means to be financially sound.
You know what? This just only goes to show that I've been right about what I've been saying since I was a teenager. You know what that is? There is no fixing this without a fucking civil war. That's what it is. There's no way. There is no way.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to do it in elections. We're not going to do it unless we have a major victory this fall. And I mean major.
Mm-hmm.
Then forget it. It's war, because there's no other way. There's no other way. What you're saying is everything the president is trying to do is being undermined by people that say they're on his side.
That's correct.
Okay, well then, Viva Revolution.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. I mean,
by the way, your Spanish sucks, but okay.
Yeah, I know. Arriba. Well, really, I mean, we can't do this. This is a joke, really. Mm-hmm. We're not going to win this thing politically. This fall, this is it. These next 2 elections, 26 and 28, this is it. If we're going to turn it around, I know I do see good things happening in the primaries with MAGA people winning victories in these primaries. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Maybe there's hope. Maybe there's just a glimmer of hope. But it better happen this fall and in the next presidential election. I tell you what, for all you Second Amendment, gun-toting, hardcore, American warm-blooded, Kid Rock people out there that aren't going to ever let this country go down. For all you people, you better be watching these next 2 elections closely at 26 and 28. And if we lose again, then it's time to break out the whatever it is you guys say you're going to do to save the country. It's time to do it.
Well, the thing is that the bond market going like this has a very good chance of increasing inflation more than it's already increasing. And that's going to hurt people in a lot of ways. Because let's get prices, energy prices, all go up.
Once again, we're on Common Sense News and Entertainment here, and we don't want to mislead our viewers. We had rampant inflation between the years of 2020 and 2024. Yep. Rampant. Where our food prices doubled.
Mm-hmm.
Everything doubled, okay? Except gas. Everything else doubled. Even gas doubled at that time. Since Trump has been president,
that's a little high, but we'll have to, when we have we should do the real study on that. Okay. Anyway,
there's no reason to study. We know the prices went up dramatically from 2020 to 2024. Since Trump has been president, the prices have relatively stabilized. And I know because I go grocery shopping 3 days a week. They have stabilized. They aren't going down. They're still high than we'd like them to be. But if you understand the principles of economics, and by the way, I was the economic student of the year at Manchester Community College in 1992.
Okay, all right.
Supply and demand. Okay, I know it.
Yes.
And the president can only do so much to control supply and demand. He has power in that area, but only so much. Trump's policies have managed to stabilize inflation. And we can argue now that
the way our government was set up, the power of the purse was given to Congress.
That's correct. But my point is, since Trump's inauguration in 2025, the inflation rates have stabilized.
Yeah.
We're not paying money much more now than we were then.
But then
now we have this war in Iran. And since the war in Iran started, we've seen our gas prices go way up. We have still not seen food prices rise in any real way.
Yeah, but they're about to.
They're about to.
Yeah, they're about to. If they
do, it's because
what they call knock-on effects. Okay, because understand that it's not just Japan and China that are selling off American.
And why are they doing that now at this point with all this new investment in America? Why? Because they want to destroy America. They want to end it. And this is one of their ways of doing it.
I'd say that's true for China, but I wouldn't say that's true for Japan.
Okay, no, but Japan's probably
the issue
now.
And by the way, the other point that needs to be brought up is that when it comes to what we'll call international debt, and this goes back to the days of Alexander Hamilton. There was this debate, which I feel has been settled, over whether or not one country should have the debt of another country, as opposed to making your economy self-contained, so to speak. And in other words, any financing, any debt will be generated from within your own borders. Alexander Hamilton took the view that no, you should have, and he was, by the way, at the time, pointing to other countries in Europe that had this practice, and they were economically better off than the countries that didn't do it. So it became basically a standard practice. So if you were
I thought my understanding is we didn't operate as a deficit country until after World War One, until World War One, until the enactment of the income tax, the enactment of the Federal Reserve Act. That's where
we went into incredible debt in order to
fight the Revolutionary
War. All the stuff that we did for World War II. And what sucks about this is a lot of that stuff that was made had no return on investment. Great, you built a ship and then it sunk. Now, how are you going to get your money back on that ship that just got sunk? You aren't. You wasted the money. Okay.
Well, we may not have wasted the money if we used it to help win World War II. I mean,
okay, but from a purely financial point of view, you can't sell if you sold a used ship, there's some return on investment. But if it gets sunk, not happening. Okay. And by the way, I think America, more than other navies, goes out of its way to take good care of ships after they're decommissioned. So we have what's basically a mothball fleet of a huge number of U.S. ships. It's a harbor or bay in the Chesapeake where these are kept. And so they grease them up, they paint them up, they wrap them up. And if there's occasion to do something where you can sell one to, say, the Brazilian Navy or something, then that's what they do. And these smaller navies do buy up very old, used U.S. Navy ships, as it turns out. So you get a return on investment there.
Yeah, but that's not going to save our national debt. I mean, so what is the motive behind selling all these bonds off then? I thought we were. I want to know. I thought we were back. We were up and coming. America, I guess none of that's true. Either Trump is lying.
All right, I think.
Or I know it takes time for the investment to return. Factories have to be built. Probably you're looking at another year or so before that comes in. I get that. Is that going to save us?
Yeah, any notion of being saved is going to be over a very long period of time. All right. It's not going to be
No, it
2 or
won't.
3 years, 5
If
years,
that's
10
true,
years.
if that's true, then it
Okay.
is over for the United States.
I just don't share that view.
We're never going to, no long-term solutions are going to work here.
Okay.
Because
There
we're going to
was
have
a
another
time,
president that's going to come in and tank it. That's why.
1812, America was bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got out of it. Okay. Oh, this is a taller order. These are much bigger numbers.
Well, if you consider the inflation, they're probably not that much bigger.
Yeah.
But
And the other thing
here's
is,
the thing.
yeah,
I don't understand why now we're in the worst trouble we've ever been in financially when Trump was going on TV saying that we're better off than we've ever been. So which one is it?
if you ignore the debt and you just look at our GDP, yeah, we're doing great. Okay. However, while we're doing great in that regard, we still have more debt to pay as well.
I thought we were going to be able to devalue. What we were talking about a few weeks ago about devaluing gold, or no, increasing the rate of the gold, which would allow us to pay off the debt at a higher rate. That was just another fake news story.
No, I don't. Well, you're right. I don't know. Okay, it's just a piece of information, and yeah.
Folks, this is why you're going to have to come to Common Sense News and Entertainment for
there you go. There's a plug.
Real sorted out facts that we can, and we'll tell you if we don't know. We will tell you we don't know.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to go try and find out.
We're going to try to find out. That's right.
Yeah. So
I'll give you percentages. I think we're going to use percentages. What we should have is a little scale on the top of our screen, a graph we can put up with a percentage scale on it. We can say this facts we come together. We feel 86% confident in these facts.
Well, okay. Now you're
only 50% confident in this.
Now you're competing with BondMarket and Calci. Yeah. Well, the thing is, they have some rather, I don't know if they're complicated, but they have algorithms by which they determine their sense of risk for each area.
Right. And what's this fact? What do they call it? Fact checking?
No, that's okay.
Who the hell's behind that?
Okay, that was a scam. It's still a scam.
Sure is a scam.
They just pull the same scam, and what they do is they'll put up a headline intending to debunk a claim they don't like. All right. Now you read the article, and it does not in any way address the claim that they're supposedly debunking. They talk around it. They bring up other subjects, blah blah blah. And then they get to the end and say, "See, we debunked it," and they're on their way. Well, sorry, we're not fooled.
Well, you know what? I'll give you one right now. I'm throwing it out there. This is out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who tells you that tooth enamel and teeth cannot be rebuilt is lying to you.
Under what conditions?
Teeth can be rebuilt. Enamel can build on your teeth. You can build enamel on your teeth.
There's
strengthen
new technology that can do that. There's new technology that can do that.
Yep. It's called
what you're referring to?
It's called Niacinamide. It's a toothpaste you can brush into your teeth that will build and help you build your enamel.
Okay, so was your claim true 30 years ago?
I didn't know about it 30 years ago. But probably that chemical was probably there all along, and it was true, yeah. But people didn't know it, and I'm living proof. My teeth are coming back. That's even bigger now. They're bigger than they were a year ago. But the black holes in them are gone.
Okay.
That's no pain. Fluoride? No, not fluoride. Fluoride destroys your teeth. Don't brush your teeth with fluoride toothpaste.
Yeah.
Don't.
It's very hard to find a non-fluoride toothpaste.
No, I found one. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to bring it on here and advertise it on this show.
Okay, there you go.
I'll give them free plug. I'll show you. I'll bring a picture of it and show it to you next time.
All right.
I started using it 6 months ago. 3 days a week on my teeth.
Okay, but fluoride leaves black marks on the teeth.
Then why are you using fluoride?
No, as in fluoridation. Okay, when they would take the swab when you're a kid and you're at the dentist and they're
remember how they would tell you don't swallow the fluoride?
What?
Remember they would tell you in school they do your teeth, tell you don't swallow the fluoride. They give you a grape flavor or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well I did that and I swallowed the fluoride when I was in 5th grade. I ended up vomiting all over the jungle gym and recess about an hour later.
Well, the other problem with fluoride, don't you?
I have a big problem with fluoride. See, I knew as a kid instinctively that stuff's no good.
But do you know the other problem?
What's the other problem?
It lowers your IQ.
Fluoride does?
Yes.
It doesn't surprise me. Both chlorine and fluoride and chlorine are very closely related chemicals, and they kill
Well,
you. They kill
they're on the
things.
same side of the chemical chart.
That's
Yes.
right, and they kill things. They're designed to kill things. You put chloride in your pool to kill things in your pool so you can swim in it, and they kill you
Actually, put
too.
chlorine in your
They
pool to
kill
go.
you too. It's just that you're big, so they don't kill you right away. They just take
Now,
time off the end of your life.
there's what fluoride thing is there that you use in your pool?
No, chlorine, fluoride. I'm equating the two together. They're pretty closely related.
Well, they're okay.
Fluoride and chlorine
If
are
you
pretty
have
closely related.
the atomic chart
Mm-hmm.
and look at the vertical columns,
Yes, I know. They're on the same column, correct?
on the left side you have what are metals, basically, metals and salts.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the right side, you have what are essentially gases: chlorine gas, fluorine gas, xenon gas, radon gas.
Correct. Noble gases.
Okay. And so fluorine and chlorine are most certainly not noble in any sense of the word. But because they have one opening, just one, they're looking for one more electron. That makes them highly reactive.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I believe fluorine technically is more reactive than chlorine. I'd have to look at the chart.
What is this stuff called? Niacin or something like that? I have to spell it out and we'll have to post it. But I'm just gonna tell you.
Yes.
Normally you see those before and after pictures. I gotta find a picture of me from last winter where I show. See, I didn't like my teeth. My teeth were breaking. They were literally breaking. Breaking, yeah. Like they were so brittle that they would break and shatter. Not fall out, but shatter. And you see like parts of the tooth still sticking out. And this side I couldn't even chew out of. For the last 6 months of last year.
What did the dentist do?
Well, I'm going to tell you. Last 6 months of last year, I was chewing only out of this side of my mouth. I couldn't even chew out of this side of my mouth. The dentist was telling me that I was going to need teeth replacement. He was telling me that my teeth. He explained to me this: your teeth, when they're healthy, lie in a blanket that keeps them safe and secure. If you picture your body, your whole body is a tooth. The blanket goes right up to here, and your tooth, what you see, is sticking out is here.
Yeah.
So yours is down to your knees, he says.
Oh, receding. You have receding gum lines.
You see, yes, badly receding gum line, very hot, low quality enamel that was breaking easily, and 6 cavities.
Okay.
And the dentist was basically telling me, "You're screwed. You're going to need teeth replacement at some point, and we'll just have to come back and decide when." And I'm pouring hundreds of dollars into this dentist's pocket, and someone tells me about this stuff, niacin or whatever it is. I have to get the spelling for it. It's called niacin, I believe. And I bought 2 bottles of it for $30-something bucks. I started brushing my teeth with it in January, I believe. It might have been December.
So who sells it?
I'm gonna show you later. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay.
I should go get the bottle actually and just bring it here and show you guys. I'm gonna do that in a minute.
All right.
Now we are about 6 months later, about 5 or 6 months later since I've been using it. And let me tell you right now, all the black spots in my teeth are gone. I'm chewing out of both sides of my mouth. My teeth look bigger. They just look bigger and more full. Even the parts that were broken on a hill there, yeah, there's still some of the ones that are broken are still broken, but they seem less broken. They seem like stuff is filled in there. And now I'm chewing out of both sides of my mouth. I haven't even called my dentist, talked to the dentist since November or December of last year. I'm even with him. I paid him off, and I'm telling you, my mouth feels great. I have no pain. My teeth feel stronger than ever.
Yeah. Okay.
It's amazing. I'm almost put me in tears thinking about it. I saw a thing on Facebook with a woman that was crying. She's like, "This thing has helped my teeth so much," and she was sobbing about it. And I said, "I gotta try this stuff." And I have nothing to lose. $30 of $30. So I went and ordered it, and I'm telling you, it works. I'm gonna hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
Our audience for about 30 seconds here.
All right. So while he's bubbling about, I will just add that the outlook for the bond market apparently is pretty bad. The point is that other countries, their bonds are in trouble, not just America's. So when you have what looks like a global bond sell-off, you could be looking at global, possibly, if I've got this right, a global recession. I don't think we've had economic situation quite like that, but it could be coming. All right.
Okay, y'all.
This bottle here.
This is the stuff.
How do you spell it?
I'm going to spell it for you.
Right.
Bright white. It's called. God, you're killing me with this small lettering.
Yeah.
Okay, it's spelled NIACINAMIDE. Nice.
What?
Yep. NIACINAMIDE.
That's a vitamin. That's a B vitamin.
Niacinamide.
That's a B vitamin.
Freshness, clean. It says this is the stuff. That's
what's the brand?
Niacinamide.
What's the brand name?
The brand name says Bright White. The brand name. Niacinamide freshness. God, why do they make this hard to see?
Well, the way they designed the package, yes.
Once in a while, I have to do this. I don't know if it's just because I'm old or what, but once in a while, I have to use a magnifying glass on top of my glasses. And this is one of those times.
Okay.
This is one of those times, and here she is. This is a beauty.
All right, so the color.
Okay, here we go. Freshness Cleanse. The name of the brand.
It talks about stain removal, and whitening, but it doesn't really talk about recovering enamel.
Well, I got to tell you, it's doing it.
All right, I believe you.
And this isn't from some ad I saw. This is me living in the dream every day. Dazzle. I can't find the fucking. Oh, excuse my language. Oh, here we go. Niacinamide Dazzle toothpaste. It's called.
Right.
If you put that word and then put Dazzle toothpaste after it, that's your brand, I think. It has an expiration date.
And the thing has no fluoride in it.
Nope, not that I can see. Doesn't say, but no, it's fluoride free. Stuff's amazing. I'm telling you right now. I actually feel great. And look, they're so much whiter than they were.
All right.
So anyway, there's my advertisement. Maybe we could call these people. I could sponsor them on the channel. I'd be happy to do that. I could talk enthusiastically about it too.
Yes, real life experience. Yes. Okay. Anyway, I'm just trying to add a couple more things here to the bond market. If you were to, let's put it this way, if you were to look up all the countries, okay, that are holding American debt, American bonds. If you looked at the top 10, okay, you're going to find China number 1, Japan number 2, but then it gets weird. Luxembourg number 3, Ireland number 4, the Cayman Islands number 5. Going on down the list, and the amounts they're holding are substantial, $200 and $300 billion worth. So China has been holding around $1 trillion worth. But over the last several years, they've been selling off some American bonds. But the argument is that they're constantly, quote, rebalancing their debt portfolios with respect to the other countries. So that's a function of, is the economy strong, weak? Are they getting into trouble? Are they fixing their problems? What's going on? And so if the economy looks like it's getting stronger, then they'll take a chance on holding more of that economy's debt. Okay. But if it looks like unemployment's going up, inflation's going up, exports are going down, then this does not look good. So I think we're going to sell more of our debt on that.
I think it's the exact opposite. Here's what I think is happening.
Okay.
I think just like in 2020 when we had the COVID, we have once again Trump's economy rocking, and the Democrats and the communist Chinese pigs together have to stop it. So they're doing this on purpose to see if they can create a higher inflation crisis so they can use it against Trump to destroy their win in the election and destroy Trump's economy. Just like they do with the COVID, they're doing it this way.
Okay, you have to keep in mind that we're still in the middle of an unresolved situation called the Hormuz Strait. The world economy has not entirely adjusted yet to the fact that a lot of these ships are still trapped inside the Persian Gulf and they ain't coming out anytime soon.
Well, I thought we were about to negotiate a deal that's going to open it up. Again, nothing you see in the news matters. Nothing.
Okay, we've talked about how that stuff is BS.
So look, again, this whole thing is fake. How does Iran, how does a stupid little, okay, we have a country called Iran that has military decimated.
They're not little.
It's one country out of 200.
Iran
and somehow we can't wrest control of the map.
How can you say they're little?
They're little. Well, there's 237 countries in the world. They're one. And they're not even a nuclear power. And yet somehow they got the whole world strangled with this stupid strait. Again, fake news. How can the United States and its allies be unable to handle this? Now and by the way, we've lost this freaking war, okay? We've negotiated something that's way less. This war started off with freeing the Iranian people, opening all this stuff, and now we're negotiating basically for, please open the strait and you can have, this is, you know what? I don't know what to tell you.
We've been escorting a number of tankers out of the Hormuz Strait, right?
Yeah, but we're no world superpower if we can't control a little area the size of Connecticut. We're nobody. Iran has something. Somebody has something over our head that we're not saying publicly.
Okay.
This idea that we can't control this little area. And the idea that Trump looked so tough for the first 3 weeks of this war. Now he's looking like a pussy. Okay, they're flipping the bird at him. They're doing skirmish attacks at us. They're saying, we're negotiating, and Trump's just taking it on the chin, man. Somebody's got some leverage over the country, over Trump, over somebody that we don't know about.
I'm not buying it.
Well, I don't understand what we're doing. I don't understand why we're letting Iran win this war because they are winning this war.
Well,
we're not winning this war. Now we're not.
Right.
We're not.
Look
at what our war objective was in the beginning and look at what it is now.
Right. Well, we have other versions here. One is that there's still an internal power struggle where no one has really emerged as the leader in Iran.
Then who are we negotiating with?
Don't know.
That's why watching the news is a waste of time. You got to turn to CSNE. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Well,
even we're not going to know what's going on the inside. So,
well, CSNE has to know what's going on there as well.
We're not going to know. We're not sending anybody to Iran anytime soon.
Is CSNE aware that the Iranians have started laying mines again?
Yes, I know. I've heard that this morning.
Okay, well,
that's my point. What is going on here?
What? All right, and they were attacked, supposedly dispatched. Okay, so they're trying to do things thinking they're going to get away with them, and newsflash, they're not getting away with them.
They shouldn't exist. When this is over, if that regime that's still in power in Iran continues to remain in power, then we lost. Yeah. Well, you know why? Because they're just going to hunker up. They're going to agree to everything we want. Trump's going to say, we got a great deal. All they're going to do is wait 3 or 4 years for another president to come in here, and it's back to square one again.
Well, first of all, we know that they're not going to hunker down anywhere. Okay. They're going to keep fighting.
Here's what I would do if I were them. I'd play possum. I'd make a stupid deal with Trump, and I'd just to survive this, and just wait him out. Wait till he's gone. Wait till another weak president comes in here. That's all, and then we start the whole problem up all over again. That's my strategy if I'm Iran. That's what I'm doing. And you know what? Trump is just opening up the red carpet for that right now. At least that's how it looks.
Yeah, I would try not to trust appearances. My attitude is that what we see is the most superficial part, and the most important part is what we don't see.
I get that. And that's frustrating. Yeah. That's why I wish I was chief of staff. That'd be nice.
So now you have all this knowledge, but the knowledge you have as an insider may lead you to the conclusion that is frustrating you right now.
The same conclusion I'm in right now, right? That's correct.
Yeah. So
that's why I think that that's why I can't help you be suspicious that there's something that some kind of a military or economic power play that's very strong that the other side has that they're threatening us with that we don't want to make public.
Well, I've been pondering another article idea, which is the title of which would be Is Iran America's Ukraine?
Iran, America's Ukraine. Oh, jeez. No, come on. People are trying to compare everything. This is no. That's
Yeah.
I'm
So the
not buying
point
that
is,
argument.
okay. The point is, I mean, you take your attitude. You're thinking Iran should be a pushover.
Iran would be a pushover if we fought a real war. Yeah. We
Yeah.
were fighting a real war for the first 3 or 4 weeks, but we gave up on that.
Okay. Well, some people say Russia isn't fighting a real war against Ukraine.
You could take any conflict between two countries and you can make equal comparisons. If one did more, they'd win. The other one did more, they would do more to. I mean, you could say that about any struggle.
No, I'm not sure.
Russia could crush. The truth is, Russia could crush Ukraine if Russia really wanted to. They could go in there and absolutely crush Ukraine because they have nuclear weapons, right?
Okay, well, then, and they're not going to.
No, and we're not going to crush Iran with nuclear weapons either. But I think our military dominance over in that area is stronger than what Russia would have over Ukraine. Russia, we know, has a very weak economy, and they have to bring in North Koreans to fight for them, for Pete's sake.
Okay.
So they're not in the kind of position that we're in. I don't think there's a good comparison there at all.
Okay, so what's been happening over the last year or so is that Russia has been trying to ramp up its drone production capabilities.
I would, given what the kind of accomplishment that Ukraine has done in that area. They're like the world's leader in drone technology right now.
Okay, well, what is a drone made of?
Metal, titanium, steel, lots of things.
How about electronic parts for control systems?
Rare earth elements probably involved.
Yes, and where do you think they're getting those electronic parts from?
Ukraine.
No. China.
United States.
China.
Yeah.
China. Okay. So, and who's been rushing air defense systems to Iran?
China.
Yep.
So based on what Trump is saying, that within a year or so, once these factories get built here in this country, that we'll be able to match wits with them in terms of electronics and.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
So much.
The fact that they still have exceedingly low labor costs is a big problem. Okay, you can have
union busting.
Yeah. No.
Look, I got to tell you right now, there was a time when unions were important. I think there was a time when this country needed unions.
Yeah.
We don't anymore. I just give you an example. I know people that work at some of the big union shops here, like at United Technologies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they get paid a tremendous amount of money, 30s and 40s and $50s an hour.
Mm-hmm.
They get paid their overtime pay and their holiday pay is like 3-4 times, and then they only have to come in for 4 hours. And their disciplinary stuff is absolutely obscene. You basically don't have to do any work. If you don't do any work, if you do about a third of what you're supposed to do, it'll take months before they can discipline you in any way.
Let me share another part of the problem with you, and that is. I was puzzling over this earlier today while I had floor duty. The median income in Connecticut is $92,000 a year. Okay.
Yeah, no matter how I try, I keep falling on the underneath of that thing.
Well, you aren't earning more than that?
No.
Oh.
Well, I think it's probably about that. That's my business.
All right.
A little more than that gross pay for the business.
So, but the point is, all the different kinds of jobs there are in Connecticut, when you look at the median, not the average, the median, you understand they are different, right?
I understand that.
Okay. You come up with 92,000. Now we turn to the question of what is the median house price in Connecticut?
Well, it's probably $350,000.
Well, we got two different. What'd you come up with? 350?
350.
That's actually a little low. It's closer to 450.
Wow.
All right, but there's a lot of slosh in that number because different sources. Some will go as low as one source went as low as 377. Another said 415. Another said 470.
Well, here's one that'll really bite you. This is what I heard.
But anyway,
in the 1980s.
Let me make my point, and then we can talk about the 1980s.
Okay.
The rule of thumb is, if you're trying to decide how much of a house you can afford for your income, you simply multiply your income by 1.33. Right. No, that's not right. It's
No.
no, you divide it. You divide 90, the median income, divide it by 0.33. Okay, and that will give you quote how much house you can afford at $95,000 a year divided by 0.33. You're looking at about 300. I need my here. I need to do this quickly, so I'm nowhere from I speak.
I know that 40 years ago, in order a down payment on a house, you could do with a week's salary.
Yeah, 200. Okay, so strictly speaking, 278,000 would be the house price that you could afford without putting yourself into poverty at $92,000 a year. Okay, 278,000, but the median house price in Connecticut, 450.
Yeah, and also a down payment on a house, which is one of the actually for most people one of the biggest obstacles to buying a house, is not necessarily the mortgage payment, but the down payment.
Mm-hmm.
And a down payment in the 80s was about a couple of weeks worth of salary.
Mm-hmm.
Today, you need 3 months worth of salary for a down payment.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So
and
all
that
of
is
this
a major obstacle to young people buying a home,
right, or anybody for that matter.
Or anybody for that matter.
All right. So when you just take these broad numbers, median income and median house price, you can see that there is this disparity, which explains why a lot of people are still renting, right, or still living at home with their parents or whatever.
That's why Obama raised the healthcare age from 21 to 25. That was an effort to keep kids in home.
Yeah. So there's a state program. It's called Time to Own, which is supposed to help first-time buyers. They may have to increase it, given some of the situations we see. Just my opinion.
If we deport enough illegal aliens from the state, that also in itself helps bring the prices of the houses down, because it's a matter of supply and demand.
Yep, absolutely true. In fact, I think we've already seen a slight decrease in rents.
Yes, we have. Very slight, but yes.
Yeah, but
like I was paying $800 a month in rent in 2006. Now it's $1,700, so it's doubled, more than doubled.
DJ Ricky Smith. Now remember, DJ Ricky Smith, by the way, does the work for a band called Rum Runners.
Mm-hmm.
So for our musical festival, we want to keep the Rum Runners in mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, apparently they get around, those guys. I have to there is a website for them. I just haven't listened to the music yet. So
a lot of this is connecting people. A lot of this fixing Connecticut is connecting people with one another. I'm finding, in other words, a guy from Florida who's a very religious guy, really good guy, has a lot of great ideas. I thought Pastor Dell is a perfect guy to connect with him, so I connect the two of them.
Right.
And then I kind of back away and let the two of them go. And that's one of the ways we can kind of make things happen.
I agree. And I'll call this one of your superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, so a little bit like Mr. Myers, you are an ambassador.
Yeah, ambassador, bring people together and connect people. Committees of correspondence, like I've always said.
That's big.
It's big. So,
anyway, all right. So
what we got going on, because I got about 10 more minutes, and then I have to go to work. Actually, so
more work. Yes,
more work. We got absolutely bombarded. Not only is our subscriptions going up in big numbers, but the kind of work we're getting at JBD is also gone crazy over this last couple of days. We did set the record today, by the way.
It did set
on my 14th matter of the day when we get off the podcast.
I can't even. So, is this a phone call, an email when these people contact you?
80% of my job recruits come by email.
Yeah.
The other 20 come by phone. Actually, 15 by phone and 5 by.
Is website. Ryan good? You mean Rick? No, it wasn't Rick. It was the DJ Ricky. I was trying to do. I don't know. We've been running into these problems lately. Normally, we've been able to do live broadcasts. Last few weeks, something was always going wrong. And so he said Ryan, but it's really Eric. Unless you mean Ryan Fazio. I don't know.
We're going to get Ryan as a guest on my podcast with Selena, Connecticut Common Sense. That's coming up.
Okay, good to know.
I'm in conversation directly with his campaign manager.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of good guests coming up on Connecticut Common Sense. Let's post that real quick. We're going to have Betsy on again. Betsy was, of course, just dropped off for governor. I talked to her on the phone, by the way, on Saturday morning for a little while.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd called her the weekend. I wish I'd called her last Sunday. I really do.
Yeah. So what did you
I didn't
talk
call her
about?
because she made her decision to quit. And I figured, just it is what it is. And I thought to myself, a little birdie landed on my shoulder and said, why don't you call her and talk her into continuing this campaign? And I was like, nah, I didn't listen to the little birdie. But I wish I had, because when I talked to her this past Saturday, I told her I was going to call you and say, I know you only need 12,500 signatures. It doesn't sound like it's a lot, but she's like, actually, I only needed 9. I was like, we could have done 9. I could have got you 1 myself.
Yeah.
And with 3 weeks and 9,000, it could have been done. But with 2 weeks, no. I said,
Okay.
I wish I had talked to you the weekend before. She said, I wish she had too. I was like, Gah! I could have talked her into it, and we could have pulled it off.
Okay.
So I learned about it.
The woulda, coulda, shoulda list. I just no. Anyway, I've said my part about this. She did the right thing by dropping out.
I don't agree, but
right. So in the meantime, though, she'll probably be sitting in the room with Ryan as the campaign proceeds. So not all. And just to throw it in there, the council meeting tonight, we were spending a lot of time going over this plan that our godfather has put together, Dr. Fusco. And so we're gonna work on it, refine it, polish it up, and we're gonna hand it to Ryan as the things that he should worry about for education in the state of Connecticut.
Good.
Yeah. So, and this private membership.
Now it's down to Ryan. We're all behind him. I'm behind him.
Yeah. So yeah.
I want to have him on the show, and I told his manager Pam Salomon. I said, we'll let him do most of the talking. Of course, we're going to bounce off him with questions, and maybe some of those questions will be tough. I'm not going to tell you they won't be tough questions, but see what she says. See what happens.
Right. Anyway, so what was some of the other stuff that came up here?
Contact me at the Big Picture CT on Facebook, or contact me at Connecticut Common Sense, or Common Sense New Entertainment channel on YouTube if you're interested in administrative assistance work.
Okay, that's a plug to the audience. All right, you got that, DJ Ricky? Are you a good administrator? Are you a detail-oriented person?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know the drill.
Are you willing to take a lot of crap from Jason? Okay.
Oh no, I'm easy to work for.
Okay.
I'll tell you like it is, but I'm easy to work.
I'll make time. Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
We need a money penny. We need a Miss Money Penny. Is what we need.
So speaking of which, so is Douglas working on the website now?
Not yet, but we're going to get him going on it.
All right.
We need the website, and we need to start a subscription with Microsoft. We need to go into. There's just so much to do. Luckily, I have it all on paper, but
what's the subscription with Microsoft? Oh, for Office 360.
Yeah, we just need a new email account. Jason at csne.com or whatever.
Well, why not use Proton?
Proton?
Yeah. Better security.
Their email as an email carrier, you mean?
Yeah.
Sure. It doesn't have to be Microsoft. It can be as long as I can name it. I don't want to have like Hotmail or Gmail. I want it to be at csne.com. As long as they can do that, Well, actually, I would prefer something besides Microsoft, quite frankly. I don't like Bill Gates. I think the guy's a murderer.
Yes. Well,
so let's not.
I agree there.
But I do use them for my first business.
We
use, as long as I'm using Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, I guess I shouldn't open my mouth.
Let's see. What is this? Jason, you don't know how to hack, LOL. Right.
Tell him to call me.
Yeah, well, he just said that.
No, we're not going to do any hacking. No, I don't know how to hack.
Yeah, that's a certain kind of skill. And the other thing with hacking is you always have to be on your game, because it's the methods and the challenges are constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyway,
most hackers know even if you do hack, it's only a temporary hack most of the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm ready for tonight.
Okay, we can.
I'm gonna let it go for tonight because I got work to do and I have to pace myself here. So
yeah. All right. So let's see. It's 3399 Main Street, right?
Geez, don't take my address online. My God, what are you
I
doing to me
didn't
here?
say the town.
Yes, it is.
You know how many main streets there are?
Yeah, but people know what town I live in, so now they're going to connect
No,
the
they don't.
dots.
Uh,
But
oh, his
yes.
antenna is held up in customs. Oh, what the heck? Well, that's crazy. So now, well, maybe
What's
we
going
can
on?
talk about it later. But why would this must be a very special antenna? Don't tell me this antenna is made in China. That'd be
Well,
funny.
I'm going to go because I'm going to go sell all my municipal bonds here and get that
I
out of the
didn't know you
way.
invested in bonds.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Anyway,
everybody. I'm going to sign
all right.
off.
So
It's
I'm
been great.
bagging
We'll
too.
be back
I'm
tomorrow,
trying
of
to,
course, on the next very day. It's
all
Wednesday, the
right.
27th.
I'll check in with you, DJ Ricky, through email. Okay.
And I'll
Later.
see you tomorrow about 2 o'clock, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. For all of us here, remember, this battle's always